Well, well, look who's here. How are you doing, silly? Still on the search? Is that so? Honestly, I find that a little hard to believe. But I guess you know what you're doing, don't you? You always did. Come on, let's go inside. I prepared a little surprise. Or should I say a big one? I suppose that depends on how you look at it. Ta-da-da-da! Look who I dug out. It's Mother and little sister. Aren't they beautiful?
Aren't we beautiful? Aren't we beautiful?
But I suppose what we dead people do doesn't concern you now, does it, my child? Because you are important now. Ha! Can you believe it? She's important. She is chosen.
Chosen. Chosen.
But you know, I think you've forgotten something amidst all this ballyhoo of prophecies, cleansings, and beacons. That you are weak. You are pathetic. You are worthless. And you are weak. That's what you were back then. That's what you are now. And that's what you'll always be. Saving lives? You? Ridiculous! But then again, maybe we do you wrong. So why don't you just tell us? Why you? Why should you, of all people, be the solution to the problem? Why should you be able to prevent something that has happened to mankind for thousands of years? You! That's right. You don't know. Because you are a stupid, dirty brat. A murdering, stupid brat and nothing else. See? You did it again. You made me unhappy. You made me curse. And cursing is a sin. Don't you understand? I'm only trying to help you to see. This is not you, don't you understand? You are not yourself. And deep down inside, you know it as much as I do.
You know it. You know it.
So, tell me, silly, why is it so hard for you to just let go? Your place is here, in the realm of the dead. So just let yourself fall. It only hurts in the beginning, you know? Then it's like falling asleep. Please, my child, we miss you so much. Little sister wants to play with you again.
Play with you. Play with you.
And the two of us, we could go hunting again, like back in the old days. Find ourselves a nice deer, and then have a good, juicy piece of meat for dinner. Do you even listen to me? Hey, you're not supposed to leave yet. You're already here. So why don't you just stay? Please, child, stay with us. 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 Stay with us.
Stay with me. Hey, can you hear me? Wake up. Bad dreams? A lot. We got damn lucky. That raft Korek put us on was about as seaworthy as a paper ship. But thank the sun, that fisherwoman over there took us in. She's headed for Duneville, and we should arrive soon. Couple of hours. That spell Korek's mute buddy put on you must have been quite a doozy. They felt the blow to the back of the head would suffice for me. Guess I was the lucky one. Yeah. That guy should really go easier on the bottle, if you ask me. But it seems that the thousands who follow him see things differently. As if the High Ones alone weren't threat enough. Now they have a self-proclaimed messiah to back them up. That's just peachy. Well, as I heard it, he thinks that cleansing is evolution. We become higher beings. We ascend to a new level of existence, so to speak. And he thinks the reason for the red madness in Enderal is that people still haven't learned the truth about the death of the Lightborn. They're still superstitious, so the sickness weeds them out. Natural selection. And yeah, it sounds absurd. I guess people always see what they want to see. I'm afraid so. According to the fisherwoman, the first of Korak's battleships have already arrived near Duneville. It'll take them a while to get the rest of their fleet over here from Naren, but still. Enderal isn't ready for this. Not at all. Most guards haven't tried their weapons on anything other than training dummies, or at the most, bandits. In other words, we're screwed. Well, I guess first of all, we should be grateful we made it out alive. I bet that if Korak would have known your role in all this, we'd be as dead as doornails by now. Once we arrive in Duneville, we should get back to Ark as soon as possible. I'm sure Arenthiel and the others have already written us off as dead. I suggest you ask the fisherwoman how much farther it is to the village. Well, I suppose, first of all, I'll go get my pay. Regardless of what transpired, we fulfilled our mission. After that, I don't know. War is an entirely different story, and ending up beaten to a pulp with a damned warhammer certainly isn't on my priority list. Maybe. The Order might be powerful here in Enderal, but compared to Naren's army, it's a joke. And maybe... On the other hand, if we don't manage to stop the cleansing from happening, it won't make a difference if I'm here or on Calais. Oh, my, what did I get myself into? I feel like a bloody marionette in a goddamn play. I know. You know, there's one thing I just couldn't get out of my head since all this started. Does mankind deserve to be saved? I mean, have we as a species really made this world a better place? What have we accomplished apart from bloodbaths and wars in the name of the true gods or the right way to see things? And even now that we have a common enemy, we fail spectacularly to pull together. That's pathetic somehow, isn't it? Just pathetic. Heck, I sound like the biggest cynic alive. Let's stop here before it gets any worse. Go talk to the fisherwoman.
Ah, you're awake. How are you? No offense, but you look battered. Don't thank me. I only did what every other path-abiding citizen would have done as well. Your friend, he told me about the Naramese. War. I have trouble believing it. Oh, how very reassuring to hear that. But I guess we're well off in Duneville. As long as they don't break through the cavern gate, there's no way they can get inside the town. Of course, that doesn't apply to the plantations and mines. Oh, blazes. Such chaos. Those bloody Naramese. Nothing is sacred to them anymore, is it? For millennia there was peace between the lands of the civilized world. And now this. They're heretics, if you ask me. No more and no less. They should be hung from trees, all of them. Anyway, I guess it's best if you rest a little more. As I said, you look as though you need it. I'll wake you up when we arrive. We'll do our best. I didn't think I'd ever say this, but right now I'd give a lot for the Art Guard to be here instead of these Duneville watchdogs. At least they know how to wage a war. In any case, you should get back to the Sun Temple as soon as possible, and show those Neramese bastards whose country this is.
We will. And again, thanks for your help.
Don't mention it.
So, we should be back within range of the teleport runes. I'm gonna head straight back to the temple. See you there.
An outlander? Isn't this
That's ridiculous. We have to at least try.
Walk blessed.
Negotiate.
You know his demands. There's no basis for negotiation.
He has not seen what we have seen. The writings, the memories of the prophetess. If he just realized...
Taranor Korek would rather throw away his comb that had been a mistake.
Shit.
Believe me, I know
What
him.
took you so long? And where is Constantine?
That's a long story.
And those were his final words? I can't believe it.
Simply another victim of the High Ones. If we do not activate the beacon soon, he won't be the last.
Oh, right. The beacon. If it's activated, we'll simply glow the red madness away, won't we? Or maybe we could, for once in all this, do something that actually makes sense, and focus our resources on finding an alchemistical or thaumaturgical solution to this problem, rather than trusting in a pile of scrap metal.
Oh, by the prophet's ass, won't you just shut up for a minute? All day long you do nothing but babble, getting on our nerves, and nothing you ever say gets any closer to a fucking solution. So why don't you just shove off to one of the bathhouses? Go torture the washerwomen with your never-ending lamentations. That would be helpful for a change.
You will take that back.
Will I? Come here and make me. I'd be delighted.
Blasphemy!
Guard your
This
tongue,
is blasphemy!
wild maid, or...
Or what? Are you gonna kill me? That's what you do best, you and your fucking order.
Silence! You are angry, Lishari Pegast, and I understand why. But in the moment you let that anger destroy this alliance, Firespark's sacrifice will have been in vain. Is that what you want? Is that what you want?
No. No, it isn't.
Good. I am tired of this endless bickering. We have a responsibility, and we will fulfill it.
Well said, Aranthio. And how exactly do you think we are going to do that? Without the sources, the beacon is as worthless as a heap of rusty iron.
The Chroniclers are on it, and they will find the answer. Novice, tell Commander Aaron to join us. We need to plan the defense of the land. You, Prophetess, will speak to me as soon as you have recovered. Now, let us get to work.
The sun be praised you've made it. Constantine. He didn't deserve this. It's just not fair. Someone is gonna pay for it. I'll see to that. I have to talk to you as soon as possible. It's about the seal in that letter we found on the mercenaries in Old Rashengrad. I believe I'm onto something. Their client is from Enderal. From Ark, to be more precise. Let's not talk here, though. Meet me in the Dancing Nomad. I'll be in the first room upstairs, right at the end of the staircase. And hurry. Yes, see you there.
A foreigner, huh? What a surprise. You're an outlander, aren't you? Maybe you should go ask the Order. Work. Lord Pat's the new Grand Master even works with Naramese wild creatures.
Yeah, it's not as if I didn't tell them that already.
Some shifts never end. They just sit on their asses and hope things settle themselves.
Hard times these are. Hard times.
Move along.
Irrelevant. This madman, Koarek. He has completely reshuffled the cards. Now we not only have to deal with the High Ones, but also with him and his fanatics. However, there's also good news. You have probably seen it already. Physically, yes. And we also know how it works now, and how it can put an end to the cycle. It is easier than we thought. The beacon was constructed for one thing, to destroy the High Ones. Once reconstructed, infused with energy and activated, lit, as the Pyreans called it, it can banish the High Ones from this plane of existence. Immaterial, indeed. Essentially, they can be compared to the cold or to shadows. Omnipresent elements, yet we cannot touch them. Energy, if you will. However, there is a counterpart to each energy. Cold and fire, shadow and light. The High Ones and the beacon. Yes. Imagine a torch driving away the darkness in the moment it is ignited. This is what the beacon can do, except that the banishing will be permanent. Yes, as I said, it needs to be infused with energy before it can be lit. I take it you have noticed the 3 sockets on its base. They are what it draws its power from. Once they are filled, the beacon can be ignited and the High Ones will be undone, once and for all. At least, if the old writings are true. The only thing left for us to find out is what these energy sources are. But we are close. Give the Arcanists some more time and I will let you know if there's any news. In the meantime, get equipped accordingly. Some of the Neremes have landed already, and outbreaks of the Red Madness become more and more frequent as we speak. Well, it's only fair to tell you. You've always been honest to me, so I will do the same. Have you ever heard of the Night of the Thousand Fires? Between 8,192 and 8,202, there was an underground movement in Kira called the Red Half Moon. They were brought into being by a group of intellectuals and philosophers who, under all the freedom of thought Saldrine granted them, started questioning the reign of the Golden Queen, and thus the Lightborn themselves. Saldrine saw himself as the god of knowledge, and accordingly he reigned his country. In Kira, no opinion is forbidden, which is why it is home to countless magic schools and universities, where people do nothing but discuss the reason for being all day long. An appealing thought if you hear it for the first time, but a cunning people isn't easy to reign. There have been more revolts and riots in Kira than bones in a graveyard, and the Red Half Moon was the worst of them. Correct, just as my son did. But other than him, they fought like cowards. Terror, dust crystals planted in the marketplaces, and assassinations, you name it. If they killed innocents, they blamed the Golden Queen, and if they killed her soldiers, they celebrated themselves as liberators. However, they never succeeded in putting her down, and neither did she in destroying them, which is why the court turned to the Lightborn for help. A division of the Holy Order led by me, a young keeper of barely 30 winters. None to be taken seriously. You know, not everywhere is the Order as present as here on Enderal, or as it once was on Narim. In Kira, we were ridiculed. I saw the Kiranian keepers who served the Golden Queen. A bunch of decadent gluttons who had dedicated themselves to the court's banquets rather than to the will of the gods. They were pathetic. A moon after our arrival, we received an anonymous tip on where one of the half-moon's bases was supposed to be located, in a small coastal village. As we entered it, we were greeted by the township's elders, and the villagers themselves had gathered behind them. You should have seen how they stared at us, as if we were plunderers. I should have seen by then that something was wrong. Yes, but if there was one thing the Red Half Moon was good at, it was sowing lies. According to them, we were nothing but butchers who executed everyone unable to recite the revelation word for word. That's what they wanted us to think, and they did a good job at that. A veiled person here, an archer on the rooftops there. I got nervous, because villagers are not, they bested us in numbers, and they had kettled us. Then a man seemed to charge at us, and I gave the order to draw weapons. It was just the spark they needed. No, not a fight. A massacre. The villagers had pitchforks and shepherd staffs, and we had shadow steel swords, let alone the fact that we were trained warriors. I realized that I had made a mistake a split second after it started, but it was too late by then. My men, they slaughtered them all, like pigs. At the end of the day, 300 people were dead, and only 10 of them were keepers. Well, what better proof of the Lightborn's cruelty is there than a division of keepers who, out of pure wickedness, slaughtered an entire village, women, children included. If the people had already distrusted us before that distrust had turned into hatred, then nothing could have changed that, not even the Golden Queen's heralds. We set sail back to Enderal a week later. 2 years after that, the Red Half Moon destroyed itself due to infighting. Ironic, isn't it? Maybe. The Lightborn and the Grandmaster back at that time showed the compassion I wouldn't grant myself. But I learned one thing, and that is that I will never again let fears about my own life influence my decisions. What happened in Kira was the consequence of my own cowardice, and my unwillingness to give my life for a just cause. That will never happen again.
Walk blessed. It's good to see you. What?
For steel, I can provide.
Be no bed, sorry.
Malfash's blessings. A southerner? Yeah, she did. Bit gruff, but she's a pretty thing. What'd you ask? Did she do something wrong?
That's just how they are.
Come back anytime.
Yeah, that should be it. Just where did I put it?
Prophetess, are you in there? There are... Kirash, what? Why? What have you done? Watch your tongue, Shari. Be glad that the blood is already dry, or else you'd be nothing but a pile of bones by now. Forgive me. I just can't believe it. Anyone but Lashari? Yes, I know, Nea. But she was a good woman. We both know that we're not involved in this. So please tell me why you and Lashari wanted to meet up here? Were the two of you close? I wasn't aware Lashari liked women, too. So why? What? Then this bastard got wind of it. Oh, Kirash, Lashari, why the secrecy? Maybe the murderer has left a clue. We have to search. What's this? Let me see. Yes! This could be our clue. No, certainly not. But come to think about it, it doesn't really help us either. There are so many dust addicts in Ark, it would take years just to count them. Oh, by the name of the sun, I will inform the Order. Yes, you do that. But come back to the temple as soon as you're finished, all right? The Archmagister has found something out about those sources we need for the beacon, even though he paid a high price for it.
Mead, stew, roast.
Huh? Can I help you?
After all these centuries.
Pathlessness wherever you look.
Yes.
Well, that
Yes,
isn't a
that just
prodigy.
might work.
I've heard some rumors about your favorite school of magic. Dangerous waters you're treading in. Be careful. That's beyond me.
This just doesn't make any sense.
Let's hope he knows what he's
Can't
doing.
it ever be easy?
Blazes, it's dark already. Time really does fly by. A machine that can banish these high ones. The mysteries of this world are endless, aren't they?
If it isn't the prophetess, what's wrong? You look troubled.
Thou art my light, my glimmer at the horizon.
I know. Skyrim has already told me. I hardly knew her, but it's horrible. Different ideologies or not, she was a fine young mage, and her knowledge of the Pyreans was impressive. We need to find the ones who did this, and fast. But you probably already know that. Thank Malphus we just had a breakthrough with the beacon. At least as far as the sockets go, yes. In the old tablets you found in Old Dothugrad, there's talk of black embers, which are supposed to be some kind of energy supply for the machine. This is what we've been asking ourselves over the past few weeks, and then it fell like pelt from our eyes. The Pyreans were talking about the Black Pearls. Old jewels, sometimes known as Blackstones. They appeared for the first time in the Golden Era, and every self-important noble literally fought to get one in his possession. Apparently they originated from Stormwind, the old city in the heart of Octwind. They changed owners for decades, sometimes by violence, sometimes by gold. The whole thing only stopped when the owners took note of an undesirable side effect, if you like.
Pathlessness, wherever you look. Where is this supposed to lead?
No, at least not with any known magic. And that's what's so strange about it. Nevertheless, all of their owners eventually shared the same fate. Countess Katua from Nerim, for example, whose castle burnt down to its foundations. According to a survivor of this tragedy, she was to blame for that. He claimed that he saw her the night it happened, laughing hysterically and dancing in the dining room and summoning waves of fire all around her. She was not previously known to have any magical talent in her. Correct. Plus, all of them eventually showed similar symptoms of delusion, like those possessed by the Red Madness do. A peculiar coincidence, if you ask me. Not quite.
Those who owned a pearl tried to get rid of it, or lock it up somewhere safe, and eventually they fell into oblivion. Tell her your theory, Archmagister.
Yes, of course. We believe that the stones carry energy, pure, uncontrolled magic, and that the High Ones use them for their own purposes. Correct. The pearls' magic make their owners powerful, but the High Ones befoul them, so to speak. Like a poison potion. I know it sounds odd, but the parallels are too striking to ignore. The red shimmer in the victim's eyes, the slow descent into madness, and ultimately this irrational, destructive act of violence. That's what we think, yes. Nothing else in this world possesses that much raw power.
Which is why you will find them for us. No, because we know what we are dealing with. Unlike those who fell victim to the stones.
Is it now? Remind me.
Imagine them as a powerful, magical sword. A fool won't know how to wield it and will eventually cut himself with it. A seasoned warrior, however, can use its power for his purposes. Which doesn't mean, however, that we will be careless with them. What we need is their energy, and once we have transferred that to the beacon, their shells will be useless to the High Ones.
Let's hope he knows what he's doing.
That's right, but we don't need all of them. The beacon has 3 sockets, and that is how many of the stones we will acquire. Archmagister.
Pathlessness, wherever you look.
I studied the history of the pearls as a young arcanist, and I think that my notes might give you some hints as to where you should start looking. Give me until tomorrow. By then I will have prepared the relevant excerpts. Just come to me whenever you have questions.
And hurry. I take it you have already noticed this, but Nerimi's troops are roaming our land and building outposts, and the Red Madness is also getting worse as we speak. Now go, Prophet. The sooner we find these stones, the better.
Oh, hey.
How does this, wherever you look, appears?
Yes.
A machine that can banish these high ones. The mysteries of this world are
Yes?
endless, aren't they?
Ah, yes. Here. There they are. I've marked the most relevant parts so you don't have to read the entire book. Just see if they tell you anything that could give you a clue as to where you should start searching. I will be waiting at the beacon.
Yes. Yes, that just might work.
Is it now? Remind me not to burst into tears.
Move along.
just don't know.
But that's how it is. Life is what you make of it.
Oh. Oh, do you now? Well, at the risk of blowing your mind, my job is to keep folk like you out. Now, what makes you think that you're any different? Men like me? What's that supposed to mean? What the? Now you listen here, you imbecile. I'm standing here because my master pays me a cuntload to do so. That's all. I don't owe that bastard anything. Plus, I'm sure as fuck not a simple man. I'm a bloody adventurer, a libertine, and all this, it's just temporary. Yeah, that's right. It's just temporary. Don't mention it. I probably would have thought it. You know what? Come to think of it, I've been sucking on this bloody vulture's teat for way too long now. Yeah, let him find another merc to do his shitty bidding. I'm done. You go on inside. Just act like you belong. The guards will think you're expected.
Walk blessed.
Is my master expecting you? Just go upstairs. He is in his scribbery.
Huh? Oh, grand. Yet another proof of the notorious reliability of cell swords. I should have known that simpleton was only good for peeling potatoes at best. So, what is it that you want? To mug me? I would seriously think that over, considering my esteemed bodyguard over there. He belongs to the petrified, and I'm sure he would love to demonstrate just what that means. Oh, do you now? You really are a bold one, aren't you? But good. Go ahead. Tell me what you consider to be so important that you just had to sneak into my house without my invitation. What? No, you're mistaken. I have no idea what you're talking about. Now get out of here. I don't give a shit about your sources. Now get lost, preferably to the brothel you escaped from, wench. Kashan, show my guest the way out. What the hell? I've no idea how you got in here, but I swear that you're about to see me get real angry. What? All right, then. Here's what's going to happen next. You either give me that piece of paper right now, or I will order Kashan to do it for you. And I promise you, that will be a painful process. Your employer? Pah! You're bluffing. I could kill you right here and no one would ever notice that you've gone missing. You. All right then. If your life depends on it. So, what do you want? If this was about doing damage to me, you wouldn't have come back with a certificate. So here's the deal. I'll tell you what you want to know, and you'll give me back the paper and keep this matter about the child to yourself. And one thing in advance. Try to double-cross me, and you will regret it. I promise. As I expected. All right, then. So, yes, it is true that I once owned the stone, but it is also true that I no longer do. That thing whose birth that piece of paper in your hand proves owns it now, if it is still alive, that is. Don't call it that. That creature doesn't deserve to bear the family name. But yes, he has it, if anyone does. I fear I have to go back in time a little. 7 years ago, with my old wench, she got pregnant. At first I thought it was a gift of fate, but when the child came, it was an atrocity, a joke of nature, everything but a worthy successor for our house. Malformed? Oh, that would be the understatement of the century. It had these tumors all over its face, and its left leg was a clump. The apothecarius said it was a wonder that it even survived the birth. I gave him away. And please, save yourself the indignation. You wouldn't understand my decision if I tried to explain it to you. Well, what do you think? She sure wasn't happy about it. But it was the right thing to do, and if a man makes a choice, the wench has to accept it. She's gone, anyway. Syphilis took her. To a small village where no one from Ark would ever see him, or at least where no one could trace him back to me. My wench. She stole it from the treasury and put it into one of his pockets. She probably thought it was a common jewel of some sort, and that it would help whomever he ended up with to take pity on him. But truth be told, I didn't mind too much when I found out. Buying the black stone in the first place was one of the biggest follies my father ever committed. I don't put much stock in superstition and folk tales, but everyone knows something is wrong with those things. Anyway, since you will probably ask, as far as I know, the village where they took it is called Silver Grove. If the stone still exists, you should find it there. Now, give me the parchment and get lost. I kept my end of the bargain. Thanks. Now get out.
Ho there, friend. What are you doing out here at this time of day? In a few hours, the Bone Rippers will come out of their caves, and unless you're eager to meet one in person, you should see to it that you're far from here when that happens. Heard of it? I guess you could say that. Behind these gates is the Valley of Silvergrove, and... you know what? Actually, I was just about to close the gate for the night, but if you're looking for our village anyway, why don't you just come in? I won't open them again until tomorrow noon, but that should be enough time for you to finish whatever business you have here. My Dame Thalar's banana grog is a blast, if that helps you decide. Glad to hear it. Follow me.
Finally, some fun. Finally, some fun. Ah! Finally, some
Walk blessed. Yes?
Walk blessed. Hmm. You're not from around here, are you? I don't think I've seen you here before. You're welcome. What would this world be like without people helping one another? A merchant? I take it you've already seen the Silent Moon's Inn. Tahara probably can't offer you more than provisions, but I'm sure she won't say no if you're looking to sell.
Some chefs never...
Then there's Robak and his little ship on the outskirts of the village. And finally Olyil in the marketplace. Not much, I know, but we don't get visitors here very often.
Farewell.
Boring.
Walk blessed.
Yes. I'm sure. I'm sure I have. Just what you need. May his light guide you.
Wait a minute, you... Never mind. Farewell.
Have you heard? Apparently, Rhinaeus' father patched up this weird sphere his boy found in the old ruin.
Yeah, I heard about it. What's it good for?
Well, I don't understand that myself, but Tahara said that some people from Ark would pay hundreds for that thing. Old starling craft, that's what she said.
Pah. Too bad they'll never get their hands on it. They'd only use it to make some killing machine out of it. By the righteous path, how glad am I to live here and not in that stinking hole of a city.
Tell me about it. Anyway, I have business to do. Take care. Now look at that, a new face. Welcome to Silver. Sure. Walk blessed.
Yes, you too.
Walk blessed.
Rhinaeus has the greatest father in the whole world. Sometimes I'm really jealous.
No more today.
Walk blessed, and welcome to Silent Moon's Inn. You're not from around... Yes, you're right. I haven't been on the outside for ages, and honestly, I don't plan to change that anytime soon. Most of this place's beauty is owed to the river that comes from the mountain. There's a nice little legend about how it came to be. Care to hear it? All right then. I'm sure you already saw the ancient ruin near the waterfall, didn't you? It is said that once a wealthy couple of sublime path lived there. They were tired of the mainland's never-ending troubles and thus moved here, which is an odd choice, especially considering that before the oasis grew, this place was little more than dust and sand. But nevertheless, they did, and they hired the best craftsmen in Duneville to build them a home here. Fruit, bread, and water had to be brought here weekly. Lavish, but it worked. After a couple of years living there, the woman gave birth to a child, Ceneri, a healthy boy, young and strong. Only 6 months after his birth, he already knew how to speak and walk. It all seemed as if the family would lead a happy life there for years to come. But then, something strange happened. The Myrads stopped coming. Days passed, weeks, and finally moons. No matter how long they waited, they just wouldn't come. And slowly but surely their provisions would run out. The route to Duneville was far too perilous to be traveled alone, so they were trapped. "We will die here," the father said as they sat together one day, he and his wife emaciated and weak, since they saved all the food that was left for their son. Ceneri was desperate. He screamed, cried, and asked the gods for help, but he was powerless. One gray, desolate morning, it was over, and both his mother and father were dead. Weakened and starving himself, the son then "Why is this happening to me?" And he started crying. And then, as the first tears reached the dusty ground, a flower, then grass, and then, just like a flood, a wave of life. And finally, before the boy had even realized what had happened, and as Ceneri lay without understanding, well, that's it. So, how did you like the story? Oh, you're welcome. It was one of my favorite stories when I was younger. Sure do. And you know what? Take this on the house as a welcoming present. It's a handmade date cake, the best in the entire desert. We don't get visitors too often.
Greetings.
Walk blessed, and welcome to Silent Moon's Inn. You're not from around here, are you? How can I help you?
What? Who are you? Can I help you? Foster father. But yes, I am. Why do you ask? Do you know Reneus? Is it? Well then, be my guest. His room is just through that door over there. I think he's reading at the moment, but he always likes company. Well, you sure know a lot about my boy, considering that you've never seen him before. But yes, it's true. He's as healthy as a horse, and has been for quite some time now. For some reason, those tumors he had started healing shortly after he arrived here. And no, I don't know why. And frankly, I'm not sure I want to. Some questions are better left unasked, as the saying goes. But you know what? Even if that miracle hadn't happened, it wouldn't have made a difference. Not here in Silver Grove. We would never have abandoned him like the ones who brought him here did. Reneus has a good heart, and that's all that matters. Yes, maybe we are. But you know, trust has to start somewhere, and in my experience, it is always rewarded. We have never had any problems with new people in Silver Grove. Never. and I have a hunch that's not about to change now.
Whoa there, you gave me a start. Who are you? I don't think I've seen you before. Ark? That's way out there, isn't it? Then you must be very happy to. Hey Thoris, what are you doing? Oh, blazes, that's my favorite toy. You look as if you can run fast. Can you catch Thoris for me and get my teddy back? If you don't, I'm sure he will bury it somewhere in the sand. And I'll never get it back then. Could you? Man, that's really nice of you. Then run, quickly, before he's gone.
Hello. La 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 dee da da dee da la dee da 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 la dee da 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 da.
There you are. So, did you catch him? You found it? Show me. Yes, that's him. Wow. That was just awesome. Thank you. Retha and Gages will be so jealous when I tell them that I have a friend like you. You are my friend, aren't you? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you angry. What is it that you're looking for? Maybe I can help you, and then you won't be angry with me anymore. Sick. Yes, I think I was, but that was a long time ago. I can hardly remember. I had these bumps all over my face, and they itched all day long. And whenever I wanted to walk, I had to walk funny because my right leg was always swollen. But it just went away when I got older, and now I can run faster than even Gages. And he's quick, let me tell you. A stone? But what would you want with a stone? Okay, yes. I think I know which stone you're talking about. And yes, I can show you where it is, but only under one condition. That we make a bargain. That's what you grown-ups call it, isn't it? A bargain? It's simple. You grant me 3 wishes and I show you where the stone is. Well, I can ask for 3 things that you have to do for me. And don't worry, It will be fun. You'll see. What do you say? Do we have a deal? Awesome! I knew you would say yes, and we can start right away. Just come down to the beach in a few minutes.
Good. One more time. The left switch makes it go faster. The right one starts it. You got it?
Yeah. Thanks, Daddy. You're the best father in the whole world.
And you are the best son. But look who came. I will leave you two to it, okay? And remember, don't steer it toward the village. You don't want anyone getting hurt. Have a good time, you two.
Hey, that was quick. So, are you ready? It will be a blast. I promise. Okay, actually, it's really simple. Do you know how to shoot a bow? Are you? Oh well, it doesn't matter. I'm sure you'll handle it anyway. So, now look. Ta-da! Isn't it awesome? That's a starling sphere. Daddy found it in the old ruin down by the beach and put it back together for me. And he said it's really, really old. Great, isn't it? Yes, it is, but Daddy is like a wizard when it comes to fixing things. Every time I break something, he just glues it back together like nothing happened. Well, what do you think? We'll try it out. I always wanted to do that, but Daddy said that I'm too young to use a bow. But you aren't. So, that's my first wish. I want you to try out the sphere with me. Easy. You take the bow over there, and I let the sphere fly free. Then you need to aim for it and hit it before I make it land again. Ah, and don't start firing before it is open. Otherwise your arrows will bounce right off. So, are you ready to go? At first, I'll make it fly slowly, but in the second and third rounds, I'll make it go faster. Awesome! Don't worry if you do poorly the first time. We can play as often as you like. If you're ready, take the bow over there, and I'll start this. Ta-da! Isn't it awesome? That's a starling sphere. Daddy found it in the ruin down by the beach and put it back together for me. Let's go. One, two, three. Awesome! This is so much fun. I'll make it go faster now. Get ready. 1, 2, and 3. Yes! That was awesome! Wow, that was crazy! Come, let's see how fast it can go. On my mark. 1, 2, and go! Woohoo! Strike! Ew! Sorry, I shouldn't have made it go so fast. Then it would have been easier for you, but still, it was fun. So, what do you say? Another round? Maybe you can do even better. Yeah, sure. That must be tiring, huh? But you did great, really. Thank you for playing with me. I'll go back to the village and tell Daddy that we're done. Just come back to the house when you're ready to hear my second wish. Hey, that was really fun, wasn't it? You'll see, in Silver Grove, it's always like that. No one is ever angry around here, and they're all nice to each other. You know, you could stay here if you like. I'm sure Daddy and the others would help you build a house, and then we could play together every day. Oh, okay then. Anyway, I now know what my second wish is gonna be. Ready to hear it? Alrighty. As you know, I really love to collect butterflies, to draw them, and by now I've drawn almost every kind that can be found around Silver Grove, except for one, the Moonglow Moth. And that's my second wish. I want you to help me catch some of them. They look so incredibly awesome. Their wings are black and blue at the same time, and they shine in the sunlight like crystals. Normally, it's very hard to catch them because they are really tiny, but I know a trick. You have to search with your eyes and your ears at the same time. If you listen closely, you can hear this weird ringing noise that they make when they fly, and that can help you find them, even in the forest. Just be careful when you catch them. I don't want them to get hurt or anything. Here, I'll give you 15 jars, but if you find 7 of them, that should be enough. Yeah, the Moonglow Meadow. That's next to the old watermill. You have a map, don't you? Here, I'll make a cross where the meadow starts. I'll wait for you in the village, just in front of the tavern. Just meet me there when you're done. Have fun and good luck.
Hello.
There you are. So have you already caught enough? Or do you want to keep looking some more? Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I could never have found that many without you. I am sure that was fun. Wasn't it? Awesome! I knew you'd like it, and I've got something else prepared for you. Just let me take the jars back home first. See you soon. Hey, good to see you. Are you ready for my last wish? I think you will like it. I'll tell you in a moment. Let's go to the old ruin near the waterfall. I've prepared a little surprise for you there. Come, lead the way. See that door over there? That's the entrance. Here, this we are. It's awesome in here, isn't it? Take a look around if you want. So, ta-da! That's the surprise I promised you. Do you see it? That's us, on the beach here in Silver Grove, right where we tested the sphere. Do you like it? It's really nice, isn't it? Why, of course me. Who else? It turned out really well, didn't it? Do you think so? I thought you'd like it, but I wasn't sure. Thank you. It really means a lot to me.
Can I tell you my last wish now? After that, I will give you the stone. Just like we agreed. I promise.
I want you to stay here. I want you to stay and be part of the family. I'm sure Daddy would let you move in if I asked him. Then we could play together every day. And every night we'd have supper with Daddy like we were siblings. It would be so great, wouldn't it?
But why not? Why? I just don't understand. It's so much better here in Silver Grove than anywhere else. No one is ever hungry or sick, and there are never any clouds or rain. What is there in that stupid city that you need to get back to? The world out there, it's so cruel, so cold. Or is it me? It's me, isn't it? I've been a bad little brother to you, and all my games were stupid and boring. But I will change all that, I promise. I just don't want you to leave. Without you, I'll be alone again, and I don't want to be alone anymore. Yes, I will be. There's something I need to tell you, but I'm afraid that you will hate me when I do. Just like all the others. Yes, of course. I don't know where to start. I never wanted them to be trapped here. You have to believe me, but it was the only way to make them love me. Back then, they were always mean to me, even though I never did anything wrong. Every time Daddy took me out on the streets, they called me freak, demon, and things like that. Don't you see? Everybody hated me. They all did. And it was all just because I had those bumps on my face, and my left leg was like a big clump. Only Daddy loved me, and he took care of me. No, I never was. All this here, it started when the old woman died. Yes, one day she just fell down and died. As she walked past our house, her heart stopped beating. That's what Daddy said. But all the others said it was me. That I killed the woman with wild magic. Because I'm a pathless demon, a freak. But that's a lie. I never wanted to hurt anyone, ever. They only said that because they hated me from the start. No, nothing is all right. Nothing at all. They came 2 days after that happened. It was already dark, and Daddy and I were asleep when all of a sudden they came into my room and tried to pull me out of my bed. I screamed and I cried, and then Daddy came and started screaming too and punched one of the men in the face. And then one of the women pulled a knife from her coat and she... Yes, I don't think she wanted to, but she just stabbed him in his belly again and again, and suddenly there was blood everywhere, on the floor, on my drawings, on the bed sheets, even on Thoris's basket. Then they looked at each other in a weird way and just ran. Do you understand? They just ran and left me and Daddy there. I was so afraid, sister. I was so afraid. And then the stone started speaking to me. Yes, do you see the necklace? The stone is in there. Daddy said I already had it when they found me. I'm sorry I didn't tell you earlier, but I was afraid that when you found out where it was, you would just take it and leave. It said that it could make everything better. That I could make it so Daddy didn't die, and that all my wishes would come true. I would finally be able to walk like the others, and everyone would love me as if I were normal. What do you think? I said, yes. Then everything went black and I felt a tickle in my tummy, like when Daddy used to lift me in the air to play Myrad. When I woke up again, everything was different. It was day. And my room was so beautiful and light, and there was toys everywhere, and Daddy wasn't bleeding anymore, but was sitting on my bed. And he told me that I just had a bad dream, and that I should go look in the mirror. And when I did, I saw that I looked different, like the other children, just normal. Yes, and no. It's the normal world, but different. It is as I want it to be. Yes, I think that the stone can make every person here in Silver Grove see the world that I want, and do what I want them to, even before I know it myself. At first, I was so happy, you know? Everything was so beautiful. There were date pies every night, and everyone loved me. Even the other children played with me because I didn't have the bumps anymore. I was so happy. Because I found out that they were only nice to me because I want them to be. And they all just do what I want them to do, all the time. When I play tag with Cages, for example, it's not really him that I'm running from, it's me. He's just like a doll, a puppet. And everyone who comes into Silver Grove becomes like that, even if I don't want them to. But you are different. I felt it the moment Gumek let you through the gate. You see my Silver Grove, but you do what you want, not what I want. No, I can't. The stone. They told me once what would happen if I did. Everyone would die, because they haven't eaten anything real for years. It's only me, only my wishes that make them healthy, you see? And even if that didn't happen, I never want to go back out there. Daddy would die, and I would have the bumps again, and everyone would hate me. That is why you have to stay. Don't you see? Together, we can be happy here, and I wouldn't be alone anymore. Please, I beg you. This is my third wish, and you promised me that you'd fulfill all of them. You promised me. No, there isn't. We'd all die if I made this world go away. You, me, everyone. You have to stay. Why don't you believe me? There isn't. And even if there was, I wouldn't do it. You know why? Because you'd hate me out there, just like all the others. You'd see my face, the bumps, my leg, and you'd spit on me and just run away. I know you would, because it's always been like that. Always. I just can't take it anymore. Can't you see? I just can't. You say that now, but how can I know it's the truth? How can I know you won't run away when you see how I really look? Tell me how I can trust you. Promise, but... No, I don't believe you. I couldn't even make you like me here, could I? You were always mean to me. You always said that my games were stupid and you just wanted the stone. And you know what? You were right. I was an idiot. I was a bad brother. But I'll do better. I'll think of funnier games, paint better pictures, and I'll make you love me. But here, not out there. Not in that cold, evil world. What? No, you'd never do that. You wouldn't. The stone said you're a good person, and I know you are. But you can't. Wait. What is this? I feel so weird. Oh no, the stone. It's in my head. Help me, sister. Help me. It hurts so much.
An outlander?
Ben, sorry.
Malfas's blessings. That pretty boy, you mean? Aye. He was here yesterday, all night long, with some noblewoman. Haven't seen him since, though. He looked a little battered, if you ask me. You know him well? I see. You know what? If you're looking for him anyway, could you give him this once you find him? A courier brought it along a few hours ago. Aye. A young woman, apparently. Maybe one of his beloved, who knows. Seemed urgent, though. Anyway, I need to get back to work. I'll tell the guy you were looking for him if he comes back. Me! Stu! How's Paul? Anyone?
He no bad. So
Hear my word. O path-abiding people of this holy city.
Bread! Taste it now, our unrivaled, fresh, and tasty bread!
We always go too easy on the scum.
Good evening.
Sunchilder, I bet you came to watch those fools cut their guts open in the dust pit. Well, that's the only reason you snobs ever come down here.
A penny, madame. Please, just one penny.
Ah, there you are. Had any luck? I feared as much. And why? Please, there has to be a reason. One that explains it all. That is a reason, but not the one I had hoped for. What? What about the rest? Did you find any samples? If there is any chance I can free the Hazels from the shame my grandfather caused, I have to take it. I can cure the plague. I just know it. Only if they were being handled by a fool, which I am not. Please, I can imagine how this sounds to you, but I know what I am doing. If you don't give me the samples, there's no way I can atone. What? But we had an agreement. I see. You're one of those people who think they know what's best for others, aren't you? But fine, I'm an old man, and I'm certainly not looking for quarrel. Despite all that, you made the journey and I'm a man of my word. Here's your pay. Now go, let the Black Guardian take you.
Someone's there. No! No! Oh, shit!
You're an outlander, aren't you? I can tell.
Good evening. Yes?
Malfast's blessings.
Walk blessed. It's good to see you.
Malfast's blessings. Come back anytime.
Hello. Potatoes gone. Madame? Oh, just where did I put it?
Yes, of course you'd say that.
Is it important?
Malfast's blessings. Come back anytime.
Some people just don't know their path.
Mead, stew, roast pork. Anything?
A game. Come on, take a seat.
Huh? Evening.
Is it important?
Malfast's blessings.
Huh?
Move along.
Malfast's blessings. May your path always be even.
Press it, madame.
Well, that's just how he is. Always talking.
Looking for steel? I can provide. Huh?
Hmm?
Hmm?
You? Why are you here? What, so the Archmagister really believes we Delverics owned one of those stones? I would have known that. Believe me, I've snuck inside our manor's treasure chamber more than once, and there was no black stone whatsoever. Not in the least, no. Setting aside the fact that what you're describing is bloody spooky, I don't have the slightest idea who might have an interest in sending me on this morbid paper chase through Ark. Either whoever did this has mistaken me for someone else, or we're dealing with a seriously disturbed individual. Yeah, I already suspected as much. But still, it doesn't change the fact that I have no idea who might be behind this, and why he sent me this package and not, for example, the Ark Guard. No, none. That's... Wait. Could you show me those letters again? By the wise hermit, that's... No, that's not possible. These fragments, if you combine all of them, they make a sentence. Knock, knock, who's there? Come in alone, if only you dare. But... No, that doesn't make sense. I know that phrase from my childhood. Adela and me, it was our code when we snuck out of the house to go on one of our expeditions. Yes, but... No, that just doesn't make sense. Adela's an apothecarian, not a goddamn assassin. You said one of the corpses you found was a hired killer. How in blazes could my sister kill someone like that? And... why? Oh, come on, that's just bullshit. Even if the stone somehow gave her the power to do this, Adela wouldn't hurt a fly. Come on, I'll prove it to you. Meet me in Duneville. I'll take you to our hideout.
An outlander? Isn't this nice? An outlander? Isn't this nice?
Sorry, these shifts drag on forever.
Need something? Safe travels.
They passed away, and newly they were born.
You know better. Sorry.
They only loved with scorn. Whose downfall started over, their lives became depraved.
What is it? Fair enough. Maybe there's a trick or two I could show you, but trust me, they don't come cheap.
Was corrupted with depravity. In death, they are lost ones for eternity. They lurk in ancient ruins, crouching in the dark, striving to ray west to any living spark. Their bodies are decaying, their minds are full of hate. They're hoping for a holy sword to end their awful fate. Their life was corrupted with depravity. In death, they are lost ones for eternity. Beware of corruption and depravity, or else you're lost one for eternity.
What? Fair enough. Maybe there's a trick or two I could show you, but trust me, they don't come cheap. Well then. Ugh.
An outlander. Isn't this nice?
Ah, there you are. Our old manor's in the desert, a few miles to the northwest from Duneville. It's quite a march, but doable.